Today, I'll be looking at the potential future destination for Kylian Mbappé. Right, first off, we all know that it looks as though he's set to leave PSG at the end of the season. He has said he will not be signing a new contract, but he is happy in France at the minute. And this leads me on to, well, the unlikely section of the Kylian Mbappé transfer. I'm going to split this video up into unlikely, maybe, and a looking likely section. So the first off is the unlikely moves. The first one is staying at PSG. I know he said he's happy, but clearly he's enjoyed his time at the club. He's won absolutely everything there is to win in French football multiple times, but it looks as though the Champions League is just escaping PSG. But the funny thing about this is that if PSG don't win the Champions League, it's a good enough reason to leave, to think that they may never be able to win the Champions League. And if they do, it'll be a success. You've won the Champions League with PSG, tick that off and move on to your next club. So either way, it looks like Mbappe's leaving. This also goes alongside a potential move to Manchester City in the unlikely category. The reason being, the way Pep Guardiola plays will definitely improve Kylian Mbappé in certain areas, but his speed is so much of his threat. And with the way that Manchester City play a lot of possession-based football in tight-knit areas, and they sort of back teams into where there's not much room in behind, and they have to work things through quite intricately, doesn't really suit Kylian Mbappe's style of play. When you see all his best bits, especially at Paris and for France too, it's on the counter-attack. It's when he's got green grass ahead of him and he's got a load of space to move into where he can be so deadly in one-on-one situations. Don't really think this fits into Manchester City's style, and whilst they wouldn't turn him down if he was there on a free contract and he wanted to join Pep Guardiola's side, I don't really think he should be their first target when it comes to strikers next summer. So with the unlikely deals of staying at PSG and moving to Manchester City out of the way, I've got the one team in the possible section, possible 50-50 chance, and if he does go to the Premier League, I think it's going to be with Liverpool. The reason being, it's clear that Kylian Mbappé, he's mentioned it before, he does like Jurgen Klopp and his style of play, and this suits him a lot more than Manchester City does. He's got lots of space to run into behind, the way that Liverpool play on the counter-attack, especially the speed at which they play, and you've seen how the likes of Salah and Mane have benefited from the system, so why wouldn't Kylian Mbappé? Well, this is where the negative part of the transfer comes in. Basically, Liverpool don't pay that ridiculous amount of money per week, and they're also going to have to get rid of a forward line. Now, if I mention the forward line of Salah, Mbappé and Mane, not only is that every FIFA player's dream, Football Manager player's dream as well, it's going to cost a lot of money per week. And at the moment, they have not agreed fully a deal with Salah, a new deal with Mo Salah, because he wants a hell of a lot of money, and it hasn't quite come to fruition just yet, as of time recording this video. So, what makes you think they're going to pay ridiculous money that Kylian Mbappé is going to want per week? I'm not entirely convinced. I mean, Liverpool aren't the ones to splash the cash anyway. When you look at the massive signings, let's take signings over £50 million in the Premier League. Manchester United have 9, Manchester City have 11, Chelsea have 7, and Liverpool have just 2 signings, maybe 3 if you count all of Naby Keita's add-ons, 3 signings over £50 million. Goes to show they don't spend the big money, and on wages as well, they've got the lowest wage budget out, the likes of Manchester City, Chelsea, Manchester United, way less than Real Madrid, by the way, who have an astronomical wage budget. So you can kind of see why this may not happen for Liverpool. Also, where's he going to fit into the team? Is he going to be instead of Salah or Mane? Instead of Firmino in the middle? Like I mentioned, I don't think there's all 3. I think the only way that Kylian Mbappé joins Liverpool is that they get rid of Mo Salah, but if they're willing to offer the big bucks, they might as well do it for Mbappé, who's a lot younger than the Egyptian is. Moving on then, and we move to the most likely of deals, and that, of course, is Kylian Mbappé moving to Real Madrid and firing up the new Galactico era. I've just mentioned it, the astronomical wage budget that Real Madrid have, it's absolutely crazy. Check it out online. They've got about 700 million more than Barcelona have, or something crazy like that. They're basically going to be moving into a new period. It's a new era at Real Madrid. I mean, if you look at the players that have left in the last few seasons, Sergio Ramos, now at PSG with Kylian Mbappé. Rafael Varane is there. Luka Modric is only signing 1-year deals, and it looks as though he's going to be leaving. Eden Hazard's move has not worked out, and I'm sure Real Madrid would fancy a free transfer over spending another 100 million on someone in the attack who doesn't quite work out. Not saying Kylian Mbappé won't, but the Hazard one leaves a bad taste in their mouth. Gareth Bale's going to be leaving at the end of the season with his contract running out. Karim Benzema is brilliant, is definitely going to lead the line, but still heading into his 30s. We're not too sure about Asensio at the moment. It looks like Isco could be leaving as well. This literally leaves a front 3 of Benzema, Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo. I think Rodrigo's got a lot of talent, could be a good player in the future, but if the chance to have a front 3 of Mbappé, Benzema, Vinicius is there, Real Madrid are going to take this opportunity, not only to stop other players getting their hands on Mbappé, but to fulfill the ambition of the French player. It also, on top of all of this, sends a massive signal. It means that Real Madrid are planning for the future, to be a dominant force, to have another era like they did in the Champions League. It's this sort of thing that attracts a lot of players to join the club. You watch in 10 years' time, even in 5 years' time, there will be so many players who say, I grew up watching that Cristiano Ronaldo Champions League winning era when they won 4 in 5 years, and that will draw them to the club. That is the history that draws players to join clubs. Kylian Mbappé, watching all of those Champions League successes as a teenager as he broke into the team at Monaco, will definitely be wanting to follow in Cristiano Ronaldo's footsteps and become a legend at Real Madrid. And that is why I think he will be joining the club. Lord knows what wages he'll be on, but with Real Madrid getting so many players, rid of so many players like I mentioned, I think they're going to have the wage budget for it, and it really could kick off a brand new Galacticos era. So there you have some potential destinations for Kylian Mbappé. You guys let me know in the comment section where you think he'll end up, but until next time, I will see you guys later.